الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله
Asked, listen, for 40 days now the stove in our home hasn't been lit and we have lived without any cooked food for weeks. There is no money left and no food for us to eat, they said. Then what did the Prophet PBUH reply? It was then that verses of the Quran were revealed. O Prophet, say to your wives clearly, if you truly desire the life of this temporary world and all of its luxuries, then come forward, because I will certainly provide for you. I will provide for you from my own means and then release you all from our marriage with absolute grace and dignity, allowing you to go on your way in a beautiful manner. In other words, you are free to go and marry someone who is wealthy. Why did Allah choose such a life of poverty for our Prophet, even though he could have been rich if he wished? But since he is the final Prophet, what deep wisdom lies in this choice? I won't delve into that right now. Our beloved Prophet's poverty was entirely voluntary and by choice. Voluntary means he purposefully chose to keep himself in a humble state. It wasn't that he lacked money. Wealth would frequently come to him, but he would immediately give it all away in charity. What arrived in the morning was gone by evening. What arrived in the evening was distributed by the next morning. However, ordinary people like us are not permitted by Sharia to do this. Suppose today you emptied all your bank accounts, sold all your gold and property files, set up a simple tent, and moved directly to the side of the road to live. And then you told your wife, either live in this tent with me or you will have to leave. You are simply not allowed to do that. Why not? That is not my topic today. So today's main topic would have to change completely. For now, just trust that if the scholar is saying this to you, it is certainly based on authentic religious knowledge and wisdom. Allah chose this specific lifestyle for the Prophet. It is not meant for you or me. For us, the rule is to earn decently like good people, save some money and spend it. Keep a generous hand on your family like good people. Live your life this way instead of trying to be a drifter. You should just fulfill your obligatory prayers and your fasts, and that is all that is required. But the Prophet's standard of living and sacrifice was much higher than ours. The Prophet PBUH said to them, come, I will provide some means for you and then release you gracefully from this marriage. In other words, he was saying, I will let you go. Marry someone wealthy. In those days, remarriage for divorcees or widows was never an issue. Plenty of matches were available. It is a stigma in our time. People think that such marriages don't happen anymore. He said, if you wish to stay, you must endure this extreme poverty with me. Hearing this, all the mothers of the believers then made their choice. The Prophet formally gave them the choice of divorce. From this, scholars derived that a man can grant the right of divorce to his wife. A man can delegate the right of divorce to his wife. If he tells her, I have given you the choice to decide, then she gains that legal authority, and then she herself can enact the divorce upon herself immediately. This situation also shows that judicial khula, as it is practiced today, holds no weight in Islam. Specifically because when a man is involved in this way, if he gives the right, it will happen. It doesn't happen just by the court granting it. A judge cannot grant a divorce. I keep saying this repeatedly because the world's systems are changing. It is happening everywhere. So given how things have changed in the legal system now, except in a few very specific cases where a judge can also grant it, which is another topic, but the Prophet PBUH formally gave his wives the choice to seek a divorce if they wished. He didn't say, if you want it, I'll divorce you. No, that was not his way of speaking. Now, if a woman chooses to return that right while still in the same sitting, then the matter is over. I am referring to the same sitting where the man originally granted her that choice. It stays with that sitting. If given forever, then it's forever. But if tied to the sitting, she can enact divorce as long as she remains in it. Once that specific sitting ends, the legal option for divorce also ends for her. So the Prophet also specifically told Aisha, I am giving you this choice of divorce as well if you desire. But he wisely cautioned her, do not be hasty in your decision. Meaning he didn't want her to say in a rush, I accept staying with the Prophet simply out of impulse. He wanted her to truly reflect on her choice before answering him. Mother Aisha was very young at that time, wasn't she? He didn't want her to decide in haste, only to face starvation tomorrow and then regret her decision as a terrible mistake. That is precisely why he told her to consult with her family first. He told Aisha, go back to your parents and consult with your family first before you give me your final answer. After consulting with them, think very carefully and form a solid opinion. Will you truly stay in this extreme poverty where the stove might not be lit for 40 days at a time? Or would you rather take a divorce from me and marry elsewhere? Please do not decide in haste. Hazrat Aisha was so upset by the Prophet's words that she immediately replied and said, about you, should I consult anyone at all? Meaning, Would I really need to consult my parents about staying with the Prophet or not? Should I ask them whether I should stay by your side? No consultation is needed whatsoever. I am staying with you. Consider this mockery from non-Muslims who criticize the fact that the Prophet married her at such a young age while he was at his age, choosing to marry such a young girl. Yet this very young girl is being given the full option of divorce by her husband. And she firmly says that regarding you, I do not need to consult with any other person. This question itself is wrong. How could it be? Where would I find a husband like you? No consultation. I will stay only with you. So these non-Muslims who object to the Prophet are like the plaintiff is indifferent and the witness is eager. Regarding Hazrat Aisha's rights, saying God forbid that she was wronged by being married at such a young age to someone so much older. However, this young girl does not feel that way at all. She feels that a better match for me does not exist in this universe. Hindus and Christians are objecting that injustice was done to the child. This is called the plaintiff is indifferent and the witness speak up. Be energetic, though you don't look energetic at all to me right now because you are tired from the Tarawih prayers. This itself is an excellent part of our Prophet's noble character, that at his age, he married a young teenager. And as for providing food and worldly provision for her, there was very little, there was almost nothing, plus having 8 other co-wives. Yet she says, I won't even seek advice regarding you, though she had already lived a significant part of her life by then. With the Prophet, if that marriage decision, God forbid, was truly wrong, time had already passed. She had the full option to say, I simply won't stay any longer. I won't seek any advice regarding you, she said. And it's completely impossible. What are you even saying? How could I ever seek advice about you? By God, if a non-Muslim has any sense of inner honor or fairness in them and isn't being stubborn or obstinate, they would take this situation as a clear proof of prophethood and would believe in the message of Muhammad, peace be upon him, immediately. Stating that a character as pure and a husband as successful as you has never existed in history. Today, if a 50-year-old man were to try to do the same, marries a 9-year-old and spends several days with absolutely no bread to eat, even a perfectly good wife would likely just disappear from the scene entirely and leave him all alone to face his extreme poverty and starvation. She would vanish. In fact, the wives disappearing these days are often those in seemingly perfect matches, even when considering their outward appearance and social standing. These are well-matched marriages. A 25-year-old man is marrying a 24-year-old girl. This 25-year-old is a PhD, a professor, and is earning millions. Even if the wife is from a poor background herself, the day that flour runs out in the market, she runs out on him as well. He isn't as worried about the actual flour shortage, about his wife leaving. We see these cases often, even in court. If he becomes unemployed, she leaves. She says, what do you have? You were just providing flour. And that's gone now. Brother, this is proof of Muhammad, PBUH, being the best husband. In the battlefield, no one was a better commander than him. In politics, no one had better statesmanship than him. At home, no one was a better husband than he was. At the same time, all of these roles were performed perfectly. Time, Allah gathered all these best qualities in the person of Muhammad, PBUH, alone. Even when there were absolutely no worldly means or material resources available to him at all. Means and resources usually refer to money, don't they? He had none of that wealth. Now I will turn to this specific incident, so now please tell me your thoughts on this matter. Yes, so I was telling you that you must feed your wife well. You should give her the same quality of clothes and the same food that you provide for your own self. But if poverty comes by divine decree, brother, then you really shouldn't take any stress. If the wife then says she won't stay, it's fine. You can say, my dear wife, I can only provide this much. If you want to stay, stay. Otherwise, you are free to go. We'll marry someone else. Don't kick her out instantly. Consult me first. Sometimes women say, leave me out of anger. They say it in a rage, but their mood changes in 4 days. Don't act on your own. Always seek advice. My goal is simply to tell you not to stress out. Between the stress of being unemployed and adding another emotional burden on top, you will go crazy. Please do not stress. You should only worry about one thing, brother. As it says in the hadith, whoever makes the hereafter his concern, if you make the afterlife your focus, Allah will resolve all of your worldly worries. He settles his anxieties. Our only concern is seeking forgiveness in the afterlife. Neither our wives, our children, anyone else, nor the government is our worry. My only worry is whether I will be questioned on the day of judgment. Will I pass that ultimate test or not? Now, why exactly aren't we stressing over the rising price of flour? Because we aren't responsible for it. If it were truly my fault, I would worry about who gets punished in the afterlife. But this situation did not happen because of any action of mine. If we have the means, we'll buy the expensive flour. If we don't, we'll just tell our wives to have some tea with rusks. Rusks are also made of flour. God forbid we face such hardships. For now, Allah provides plenty for us. But if God forbid such difficult times ever come to us, then you should just manage. Eat a few dates in the morning and in the evening. One doesn't die of hunger so easily. And hunger will actually lower your cholesterol and make you feel young. Even modern doctors now say there is no better anti-aging formula than the practice of fasting. They are researching it extensively and offering very similar advice to their patients these days. Anyway, look at the example of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. He came to the Prophet after his family had sacrificed every single thing they owned. In such a truly desperate situation, when someone comes to you looking for urgent help, what specific kind of advice would they typically expect to receive from a leader in that difficult moment? Normally, they should be given maximum food rations and great comfort. But he approached the Prophet and pleaded, "O Messenger of Allah, my mother has specially sent me here to you for help. Both my father and my brother were martyred for your sake at the battle of Uhud simply because you called them to fight." Hearing this, the Prophet then looked at him and said, "Whoever seeks self-restraint, Allah makes him self-sufficient. Remember, without faith in the hereafter, you will be filled with everything except honor." I have seen many greedy men with beards and caps, with faces glowing so much you'd think they used glow creams. Yet they are incredibly cunning and deceptive in their ways. They sell religion like a commercial product. I could name exactly who is doing this, but it would only cause massive chaos. I could easily name those who are selling their pious image for gain. They act so holy, as if they speak of nothing else but Allah and His Messenger. I am actually afraid that in my anger I might let their names slip out, but it would certainly lead to major turmoil in society. So I am choosing not to name them. This religious gimmick is quite common because these scams sell very fast in the name of faith. People easily believe that Hazrat must be incredibly pious and holy, looking so clean and well kept in their appearance. But please remember that for a professional fraudster, simply growing out a beard and acting holy is a very easy task. And wearing a religious turban is incredibly easy for them. A con artist can easily do this to deceive you. Look, having a beard is absolutely necessary for a Muslim, but it is also possible that a common thief might grow one specifically just to deceive people and make a fool out of everyone who sees his outward religious appearance. Madrasa people aren't usually thieves. Rather, thieves sometimes open madrasas specifically to attract money. Many huge trusts nowadays are actually run by clever fraudsters. Not all trusts are fake, but unfortunately many are. A professional lawyer once told me that when a certain type of person wants to become a millionaire overnight and profit heavily and import expensive cars duty-free, they simply open a trust. He told me exactly how many people in Pakistan do this just to keep printing money for themselves. These kinds of deceptive rackets are unfortunately most common here in Pakistan. They are not nearly this prevalent in other parts of the world. Believe me when I say that this is truly a very unique local problem. But our nation is spiritually blind. I swear it is truly infuriating to see. This scam sells best during Ramadan. People just throw their money at them without thinking. Can't you see what is happening? Such blind trust is dangerous. God gave you the blessing of wealth. Do not just waste it away. Keep one more important thing in mind during the month of Ramadan. I am straying from the main topic right now, but will get back to it immediately. Look, as much as I believe in religious schools, you don't. If I am sitting here, it's because of them. Whatever humble service of faith Allah accepts from me, but in a school, before donating your hard-earned money, think about whether this school is actually reliable or not. Many times it happens that you give your wealth away without even checking its destination. I'm telling you a way to make money, though it is the wrong way. If you are unemployed, and since unemployment in Pakistan is currently such a major problem, I will solve it for you in just 2 minutes. You will eventually go to hell for doing it, but your own personal unemployment problem will be gone forever from your daily life now. What you need to do first is buy a piece of land, and you should specifically buy that piece of land using donation money collected from others. Is that specific point made very clear to you right now? Tell everyone that you want to open a religious school. But before that, grow a long beard, because people will automatically trust you much more then. Then wear a religious turban. Take 6 selfies with Maulana Tariq Jamil, 7 more with Mufti Tariq Masood, and make sure to massage the Mufti's feet in public. Massage my feet, rub my head, and secretly film it to show, look, I'm serving the Mufti. Or film yourself hugging him or giving a gift to Maulana Tariq Jamil. Right? Get an endorsement from them in your favor. They will probably say it anyway. If someone comes to me and looks decent, I will say he is good, mashallah, and say a few kind things. If you manage to meet Dr. Zakir Naik in this way, then subhanallah, you take a selfie or 2 there as well. And then what is the next thing you do in this process? Cry a couple of times while hugging a poor person. Force some tears out first, then suddenly start to cry and take a photo of you crying with them for social media. It's truly the best way to get rich, I swear to God. You won't even have time to put all the donation money away properly. You will be asking yourself, where on earth do I keep all of it? After that, what you have to do is announce to everyone, I am building a new madrasa and opening an orphanage. You then just set up a simple boundary wall on the site. Put 4 or 6 orphans inside it. Go borrow some kids from somewhere. I don't mean that people just give kids away, but tell their parents you will feed and clothe them for free. Their mothers will agree, thinking they'll learn the Quran too. So they study on that pretext. Only you and God know the truth. Make sure to get kids who look like orphans. Even if they are not truly orphans, get kids who at least look like they are. Some kids aren't orphans, but they certainly look like it according to God's natural design. Their facial features are such that they really do look like actual orphans. It is truly the best business during the holy month of Ramadan. So inside that boundary wall that you have already built specifically for them, 8, 10, 15, 20, as many as possible. Even if you bring one, the business will take off. You dump those orphans there and then take a few photos of yourself praying and supplicating to God, right? And these days, you can even easily get spiritual titles from some fake shady elders in the community, give some gifts, get a bit of a spiritual title from there, and after that, my brother, the money will start rolling in. You will lead the way, and the huge amount of money will simply constantly follow you everywhere, People will say, sir, here is a goat from me for your cause. Dozens of people will bring goats until you suddenly find you have 9 goats at home. Slaughter just 1 goat for the kids. People will think, look, he's feeding them goat meat. They won't see how little he actually feeds them while he takes 9 other goats home to his own family for his personal daily use. They have secret deals with local butchers to sell them in the market for cash. Then come the luxury cars, the big expensive Land Cruisers. People ask, whose car is it? Is it really for the madrasa and its noble mission now? Your father didn't even ride a bicycle. Where did you get such a huge expensive car? He will simply reply, who are you to ask me? Such a luxury life it will be for him. After returning those 6 borrowed orphans, real orphans will start flocking in. When word spreads they serve goat for meals, even non-orphans will want to come there. Their fathers will say, just treat him as an orphan and admit my son. Actually, my father died too, so I'm an orphan as well. You will become a literal money printing machine. People already have. Massive fraud is happening in the name of big madrasas. I'm not saying that all of them are bad, that madrasas are frauds, but fraudulent people do build madrasas. Now do not stop donating altogether, or the good madrasas will unfortunately close down as well. You must investigate who are truly religious, trustworthy people doing the actual work, and who are those merely using the beard and the turban for outward show and profit. They are selling gimmicks. You must avoid this, or you will be hanging upside down on Judgment Day. This has become the big business in this part of the world.